embassies, from the 10 Embassy and the whole land rights movements of the past. And so we're very honoured to have him here today.
Thank you, sister. I don't know what you mob will think out there, but unfortunately our mob have experienced what we're going through today before. This all started back in 1788, when the most powerful empire on the planet at that time invaded this country. They came here with the intent to destroy and kill the natives here for resources. The same thing is going on in WA and South Australia today. They are attacking a peaceful people. They are no threat to the state. They are destroying their homes. In the Middle East, Islamic State are displacing people over there, and the rest of the world is going to war with them. Here in Australia, state governments are displacing Aboriginal people, and the rest of the world don't give a fuck. Why? Because they all are in on this rape, pillage and plunder of our resources. And the whole world is in on this. Genocide is not a crime in Australia, and it's been ratified by the United Nations, and Australia in the United Nations ratified it there. But in this country, it is not an illegal act to commit genocide. It is legal to commit genocide in Australia. That is Australian law. That is colonial law. You cannot have colonials unless you destroy the natives. You cannot have their dreams unless you destroy the natives. Everything you see around us is all built on our blood. Our lives have been spilt and destroyed so they can build all this stuff around us. Our bones are in these buildings. They've been grinded up and put there. The same thing is going on in this country right now. And we still stand around and say, fucking welcome. I don't know what you people think about this government, but I know what Tony Abbott has been saying in the last, since he had his bit of a shake-up, his fright, when his own mob started to turn against him. Well, since then, he's really put the screws into Aboriginal people. What he has told the rest of this country and the world, there are not enough Aboriginal people in jail today. There are not enough of our youth committing suicide today. There are not enough Aboriginal people living in abject poverty. These Australian governments will not be happy until we have disappeared. This is the next step of our extermination. If we do not stand up now, we will disappear from the face of this earth. And we have a right to live like understand what fucking freedom is. It is freedom from this colonial rule. It is freedom from colonial Australia. We want the right to live. We just exist today. And we just wait for our fucking deaths. I'm one fucking bad animal. I'm not going to just die out of the fucking way from this government. And all these colonials who want to see me dead out of the fucking way. It's about time all of our mobs stood up. Come out of the shadows. Come into the light. And let the rest of Australia see what we are saying. We want our freedom. We are sick of being your fucking slaves. We want a future for our kids in this country. We want a future for all of our people in this country. We want a future for our men in this country. Our women, our men of today, all we look forward to is fucking jail time. That is the only fucking aspirations we have, is how much fucking time we're going to spend in their jails. While we're there, at least we get 3 meals a day. Unfortunately, at the moment, too many of our people in the jails are converting to something else. Well, I don't give a fuck about this war over the Middle East between the Christians and the Muslims. I hope they fucking wipe one another out. Why? Because both of them will cut our fucking heads off. The Christians were cutting our heads off here in this country not too long ago. And the same thing is happening in WA, where they're bulldozing houses. It means that Aboriginal people have no rights in this country. You are not considered as human beings. You are being exterminated like the kangaroos and the fucking emus. It's time to stand up, Black Australia. Get your fucking heads out of the sand. This here all started on the block in Redfern. Once they got rid of the block, it told all governments in this country, you can get rid of any Aboriginal community. And you can do it in any way you like. Run the bulldozers through. Hang our men in the jails. Make sure that all of our youth commit suicide. Show them how to bloody well do it, because they have nothing to fucking live for in this country. We have no future. I don't want to be a multi-fucking millionaire. I don't have the colonial fucking dreams. This is my country, and you bastards all are trespassers. You have no consent. You have no power over us. You may hold your fucking guns to our heads. You've tried to exterminate us over the last 200 years. You've tried the hardest you could, and they're trying to do it again today. Forget about this thing called land rights. There is no such thing in this country. Aboriginal people have no property rights.
That's right, brother.
Every government owns your fucking property. All communities are owned by fucking government. The poor souls who believe they're land rights, they're fools. They've been blinded by this fucking dollar. Just like the blacks in Redfern were blinded by $70 million to move the blacks out of Redfern, to make way for more development, more fucking wealth for them, from our resources, from our lands. Understand that this is our country. We are technically at war, and this war has not come to an end. And that what they are doing in South Australia, WA, and the Northern Territories is an act of war. They have declared war on Aboriginal communities. Wake up! We are a defenceless people. We have no weapons to defend ourselves. This voice, it is the only thing I have, and I'll keep using it till they put me in the fucking ground. But it's this weapon I hate the most. Why? Because it speaks the truth. It speaks Aboriginal truth. This is our country. They invaded our country. And they are trying to still exterminate us. They're not trying to subjugate us. They are trying to fucking exterminate us. By removing all means of supporting ourselves. So that all you have to look forward to in this country is a noose or living out of a fucking bottle or being fucking stupefied and drugs all the time. That is how they want us to be. Refuse to be like that. Be proud of who you are. You are the most cultured, civilised, most religious people on the planet. We are the oldest race of people on the planet. I don't believe in any of their Johnny-come-lately gods. Understand that. They're all fucking Johnny-come-latelys. And their God tells them to destroy us. To go out, rape, pillage and plunder. The bounty of the world is there for the white race. Adam and Eve were not white, they were black. Evil did not come down out of a fucking tree. It came over the ocean in boats. The original fucking boat people. Who they want to try and deny other refugees escaping wars that Australia has actually been involved in. From the Middle East to going back to Vietnam, Korea, even the Second World War. We are not terrorists, but we are subjected to terrorist acts on a daily basis in this country. And it is all state-sponsored terrorism. That does not make it right. It only means they have power over us. But they only have power over us because we allow it to fucking happen. Every one of us right across this country has got to stand up and say enough's enough. And we're not taking any more.
Yeah, fucking oath, brother.
And if we want to kill this fucking snake, we've got to attack the fucking head. The head is here in Canberra. And understand, the snake is not fucking evil. It's this here race of people that's evil. These colonials that are evil. Once again, brothers and sisters, you cannot have colonial breeds unless you fucking destroy the natives. And we are the natives. Thank you.